buddy, it's your friend Fitbuzz, and I've got something cool to share today. We're going to talk about this thing called intermittent fasting. No, it's not a diet. It's more like a schedule for when you eat and when you don't. It doesn't tell you what foods to munch on or to avoid. Instead, it's about the timing. The best part? It's not about counting calories or starving yourself. It's all about the when of eating. So why bother with all this timing stuff? Well, because it can be a game changer if you're trying to lose weight. Here's how it works. Intermittent fasting messes around with two key hormones in your body. The first one is called growth hormone. This guy's job is to burn fat and help build muscles. It's also the top dog hormone when it comes to keeping you looking young. The second hormone is insulin, which is kind of a double-edged sword. It helps store fat, which might sound like a bad thing if you're trying to lose weight, but it also regulates how your body uses and stores sugar and fat. Here's a fun yet challenging part of this health puzzle. Imagine if you're trying to empty a room filled with too many toys, but the toys keep coming in faster than you can take them out. You'd probably get pretty frustrated, right? It's a similar situation with insulin in your body. When you have too much insulin, your body just can't lose weight, no matter how hard you try. The extra insulin acts like those incoming toys, keeping you from making any progress. It can actually make you gain weight instead. And the worst part is, this weight often shows up around your belly, just like how toys in your room always seem to pile up in the same places no matter how much you try to clean. That's where intermittent fasting comes into the picture, kind of like a super helpful friend who helps you clean up. Intermittent fasting isn't about what you eat, but when you eat. It's like deciding to only add toys to the room at certain times, giving you the chance to clean up in between. When you practice intermittent fasting, you help your body control the amount of insulin and another hormone called the growth hormone. It's kind of like learning to control when toys come into the room and when you get to clean up. These hormones can help you lose weight when they're well managed, making intermittent fasting an awesome tool in your weight loss toolkit. It's like finally getting control of the mess and seeing the floor of your room again. You know how sometimes you're so absorbed in a video game or a show on your tablet, and your parents ask you to clean your room, but you don't even hear them? Your brain is so caught up in what you're doing that you're not paying attention to anything else. Something similar can happen in your body with a hormone called insulin. Insulin is like a messenger. Its job is to tell your cells to take in sugar from the food you eat. But imagine if your cells are like you, too engrossed in a video game, and they start ignoring this messenger. They don't take in the sugar like they're supposed to. It's like they've put on headphones and can't hear insulin's message. This is called insulin resistance. Your body notices that the cells aren't responding, so like a parent who's being ignored, it starts yelling by making even more insulin to get the cell's attention. But just like your mom's message getting lost because you're too focused on your game, insulin's important message gets lost too. It leads to too much insulin just hanging around in your body, not being able to do its job right. And that's a big issue because insulin is crucial to keeping our bodies working smoothly. Okay, so how do we use intermittent fasting to help fix this? Well, it's kind of like a video game. You start at level 1 and work your way up. Let's say you're eating 5 or 6 meals a day right now. That might look like breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. But here's the thing. Every time you eat, you trigger insulin. It doesn't matter if it's a candy bar or an apple. Any kind of eating will increase insulin. But our bodies aren't made to eat all the time. So the first step is to go from 5 or 6 meals a day to 3 meals with no snacks in between. That's the beginner level. And to get from one meal to another without feeling hungry, you'll need to eat more fats during your meals. Don't worry, I'll give you some links about what foods to eat later. When you're ready to level up, you can try something called a 16-8 intermittent fasting pattern. That's 16 hours of not eating and an 8-hour window where you can eat. For example, let's say you get up at 6 a.m., but don't eat breakfast until 10 a.m. You then stop eating for the day at 6 p.m. Now, you want to become a pro at this? Try fasting for 20 hours and eating within a 4-hour window. That's like eating lunch at 1 p.m. and then dinner at 5 p.m., and then fasting until 1 p.m. the next day. And if you can squeeze in some high-intensity interval training, you'll burn even more fat. But remember, this isn't something that will happen overnight. It's like learning a new video game or getting better at playing an instrument. It takes practice and patience. For some, it might take 3 weeks to adjust to 3 meals a day without snacking. For others, it might take several months to get to the 20-hour fasting level. But once you get there, you'll be a fat-burning machine. So that's the scoop on intermittent fasting. I hope you're as excited about it as I am. Don't forget to comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. And you know what? I've been so moved by the success stories you guys have been sharing with me. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next chat.